So moving on to the next match of the night was a singles match where we spent most of the time trying to figure out the guy's name.
How do you not know Nasty Nate Nixon's name? Jeez.
Hey, we posted the video of us dancing, which Eric was featured in to the Melball Collins fan page there, dancing to Nasty Nate's intro. We know who the
I
Nasty
love
one
I
is.
love that. I love that song so much. I have that song on my phone. It's in like multiple of my regular playlists. I listen to that song regularly. I'm obsessed with him. But I'm a huge fan of Dalton Rogue. I think this kid, he's like, I think only like 21, maybe. He's quite young, 21, 22, I think around there. And yeah, like he excels. I'm watching him since he was a kid working in Monster Pro Wrestling. And I honestly, like, both these guys really, again, both are former Monster Pro Wrestling guys. I don't know if I think they crossed over a little bit there, but both moved on to RCW and now here with Top Talent. I think personally, both have evolved incredibly in their career. Dalton Rowe has just become like this incredible high flyer, but also great in-ring technician, while Nasty Nate Nixon has just become one of the best, like, pure brawler technicians in this company.
I have to agree. Nasty Nate was one of those people who wasn't really on my radar until I started watching RCW a little bit more solidly last year. And at that point in time, he was still a pretty solid heel over there. To see him in a matter of months just market himself, say the right things, do the right things, suddenly he's one of the most over faces that company has. They got to work with that good thing that they have, and Top Talent clearly is going to do the same. But Dalton Rogue, it's not so roguish. I don't know. As someone who plays as a rogue in the fantasy world, I'd like to see some more lock picking. I'd like to see maybe some dual wielding going on. But to have the a couple matches that I've seen with Dalton Rogue, just got to get out of the habit of calling him Rouge, because I was calling him Rouge for so long. I have to agree. Again, young talent. You can tell that the heart is there. You can tell that the drive is there. I'm very excited to see what both of these guys are going to come up with. Eric, what did you think about this match?
It was honestly a really enjoyable match. Like, everyone pretty much sang his and Nasty Nate Nixon's entrance theme. Then you have this is solid, hard-hitting match. Like, I have some pictures that, like, I had Nasty Nate Nixon do like a shoulder tackle to Dalton. I had like a perfect time for that. And even like Dalton just trying to do a chop to Nate, and Nate took off his shirt and just like absorbed all those chops Dalton was trying to throw at him.
Yeah, at one point they also got into a nice chop battle where I was just yelling, tenderize them titties. And I almost feel that there was some better tenderizing of titties on this match than there was in the big meaty men match beforehand. But that could just be that these guys were both really trying to show up and show out for the crowd. At the end of the night, I believe it was Nasty Nate who actually got the win over Dalton, but not before he did Andre in one of my personal favorite moves, which I always forget the name of, which is that German sliding out the ropes thing that Ishimori always does.
I just call it a slide out the rope German, where you just kind of go under the bottom rope, grab the guy, and just slam him like literally neck first onto the mat. It's pretty brutal in my opinion.
100%. And one of my, again, personal favorite moves. I knew I could recognize the setup for it. I got a really good recording of it, but unfortunately my just excitement afterwards, you got this like beastly sounding at the end of it when he actually hit it. So I apologize again for my aggressive excitement about this move being pulled off. Again, one of my personal favorites. But moving on to the next match of the night.
Before we move on, I do want to shout out Rogue Energy at the bottom. You can see the link rolling across the bottom. If you go to rogueenergy.com, use OLE pods, you get 10% off your order. And once I get rid of the banner here, you'll be able to scan the QR code. It takes you right to the site, and yeah, see the QR code. OLE pods get 10% off your order. But now we're going to move on to the next match.
Which, of course, I had special interest in, which included Dean Richter, the Omen Gabriel Lestat, and the Lion Warrior Bobby Sharp.
The
Man,
boobs.
the boobs, booby. And let's just talk about the elephant in the room right now, or the non-elephant in the room. How amazing does Bobby Sharp look right now? You wouldn't know that the guy had hip surgery.
Looks a million times like amazing.
Best shape of his life if we're talking about it. And man, what an intro for the Omen there, coming out in a casket, a little spooky. You got some little minions there.
It was different. It felt like, and again, I don't mean to compare it completely, but very Alistair Blackish, how he used to come out and rise up. It was more of the platform rising him up, but he was surrounded by the candles and everything. So it kind of had that same kind of feel with him opening the casket and getting up out of the casket. Had that same kind of feel to Alistair Black, but I really liked it. It's then something different too, and he's evolving the entrance, evolving the character. I really did like that.
But let's also not take. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Well, it's like you got the Omen Gabriel, like your vampire for the leader of the Vampire Nation, and it's October the event. What's in October? You got Halloween, so what a perfect way to make an entrance.
Absolutely. But let's not also take away from that third competitor, Dean Richter. I know Andre is not particularly a fan.
Are you kidding me? I love Dean Richter. Okay. You're great. I will boo him. Don't get me wrong, but I appreciate what that man can do in a wrestling ring.
Good, because I was gonna say that man, he put on a hell of a show. But man, that kick he took at one point from the Omen at one point looked woof. Ouchies.
I'll say I've been very impressed. Like Gabriel, and like since he went to Mexico, was it 3 or 4 years ago? He went down to Mexico to train for a while. A couple of years ago. And since he's come back, I have seen just a pure evolution in everything that Gabriel has done. The kicks are just that much crisper and just stronger. Like his in-ring has just gotten better and better. I know part of that is working out at the Top Talent Wrestling Academy and helping with that stuff there. So you're always going to get better by training in the future. But and then him adding the Destino, I just absolutely love him using this. And I got to scream Destino twice that night. I was so happy about that.
And what an appropriate move that the leader of the spooky stuff also does the Destino. So nice little homage there. And hey, with Los Ingobernables clearly taking resumes, let's send them the Omens. At the end of this match, though, I believe it was the Omen picking up a fairly dominant win over Bobby Sharp after he had to really kind of distance himself from the rest of the people. We saw him throwing Dean Richter in that casket up on the stage, having to move him away from the ring to be able to get that pin on Bob. But then I believe Gabriel also got tossed off the stage, and then it was followed up with a splash from Bob. I mean, these guys went all out for this match. But again, the Omen just showing why he's the vampire and blah, blah, blah.
In the end, Destino!
It was great.
Shout out to Kevin Kelly. Eric, what do you think? Your name on everything social media is the Omen fan. Like I bring
for
this
a solid
reason. What did you think about the Omen's match, man?
Like I said, you got the perfect entrance for the October Tougher Than $2 Steak / Halloween kind of supposedly themed event for the leader of the Vampire Nation. Then like you said, with having Dean Richter getting dragged away, well, while he was getting dragged away, the girl's biting Dean Richter's neck to suck his blood so he could get into the casket. And then, like you said, with the splash onto off the stage from Bobby to Gabriel on the floor was another solid wow moment. And then afterwards, sportsmanship with Gabriel is amazing. Past 3 matches of his, he's always been offering to do a handshake. You can see even when Bobby raised Gabriel's hand in honor, you could tell Gabriel was hurt from that match, but it was a hell of a match.
Nothing like a good guy vampire coming out every once in a while. Blade can't be the only one.
No, you got to have multiple vampires. Come on, more vampires.